Hey Broadway World, it's Howard McGillen. We're backstage at the Majestic Theater today. We're about to start a matinee.
I'm Marnie Rabb, and I play Christine Daae in The Phantom of the Opera.
My name is Tim Martin Gleason. I play Raoul.
We're here to give you a little backstage glimpse into the longest running show in the history of Broadway, The Phantom of the Opera. As I said, I play the Phantom, and we're glad to have you here. When somebody's been playing a role as long as I have, the challenge is immense to go out there every time and try to give it everything you have. I guess part of that has to do with my own character, my own makeup. You know, I was a long-distance swimmer in high school, and I think that there's something about that. There's something about the repetitive nature of doing a show over and over again that has that I think is in my bones. I have a certain ability to go into the show each time and convince myself somehow that it's the first time that I've done it. I mean, that's an actor's job no matter how many times you play a part. You know, whether you've done it 14 times or 1,400 times. Of course, the longer you do something, the more energy I think you have to invest in the performing of it and the focus that you give it. Certainly doing a role like the Phantom requires a great amount of focus anyway, because you know the guy's kind of off his nut. I mean, it's an intense role, but I guess that's one of the joys that I have in performing a role for a long run, is that I get to find new ways to do it each time I go out.
Think of me waking, silent and resigned. Imagine me trying too hard to put you from my mind. Think of me, please say you'll think of me, whatever it is you choose to do.
It's been so long since 2001. Well, it feels like a really long time to me. 2001, and here we are in 2008, and on and off. I've been doing this basically the whole time. So my approach, I think, in 2001 is probably different than what it is today, and I think it's just a matter of being able to bring new personal experiences and new ways to relate to the character that maybe I didn't have access to in 2001 that I might have now. So that's really been an interesting journey for me, and hopefully it transfers into my performance.
I understudy the Phantom, so I do get to go on Once in a Blue Moon, which is just incredible. It kind of came with the territory. I mean, when I took over Raoul on the road, John Perdilla, who was Raoul, was Raoul with a Phantom cover. So whoever was going to take over that role was going to have to be a Phantom cover as well. So not only was I getting up to speed on Raoul, I was also on the side learning the Phantom, because I knew that was going to be part of the territory. So when I first started, almost seven years ago, I was probably a bit young for Phantom, but I still got to do it, and I think I've matured into it over the years, and I'll never forget the first time I got to play the Phantom on Broadway. It was just an extremely surreal experience. I mean, you know, you're playing probably the most iconic role ever in the history of Broadway, and it was kind of an outer-body experience. It was pretty amazing. So I feel very blessed that I get to do, you know, both, and it keeps it fresh. You know, doing it so long, the cast changeover actually keeps it fresh, because I think I've had 14 different Christines over the years.
Perhaps I've relaxed into the role in a way that I think is good. I guess the flip side of that is the danger of being too relaxed or feeling too kind of comfortable and perhaps just a little bit lazy about it, which I fight pretty hard. So I don't think that's an issue, but I think that in some ways I've gained a certain amount of comfort in the role that enables me to allow the story to kind of flow through the character in a way that perhaps when I first started it, I think maybe just because of the enormity of the role and the technical aspects of it, you know, the stunts, the falling through the floor that the Phantom did through the masquerade floor trapdoor, the you know, being suspended 40 feet above the stage, the kinds of things that climbing ladders all night. I'm climbing ladders backstage in a cape with a crazy hat on with, you know, the mask and everything, and maybe sometimes carrying props while doing it. So it's, you know, there are a lot of technical aspects about this role that you have to get out of the way. You have to become comfortable with before you're able to, you know, play the part. And I guess I'm past that now. I hope so, after 2,200 performances plus. But you know, I think I've grown. I think I've grown. Obviously, as you grow as a person, you know, I'm older and wiser as I've gone along during this process of playing the Phantom. So, I think in some ways that informs my performance.
Open up your mind, let your fantasies unwind in this darkness which you know you cannot find. The darkness of the music of heart.